Hey, Nick Supik here, Century 21. Hope you're doing well today. Just wanted to bring you, this is a monthly market report for the Pittsburgh real estate area. And so things are kind of shifty a little bit here. So what I like to do is kind of compare. Uh, so this is a May report. This is May, but however, the only way for us to do the data that's available is only in April. So we're still in the middle of May, so we don't have all May's data yet. So we're comparing April back to March, and then I also kind of compare it against past years too. So just to give you a quick update here. So last month, April 2023. The average sales price for a home was 258,000. So we sold 1,979 homes, and if we compare that to the month prior, so the average sales price in March was lower at 240. So we actually had a 7% increase, and then we sold just shy of 2,200 homes. So you can see we're over 220 less homes sold uh, from March to April. That's kind of uncommon, to be fair. Normally it kind of continues to increase March, April, May, June even, and then sometimes we'll see July could be the peak of it, and then you start to kind of see it crest over the hill a little bit um, in numbers of homes and sales. Sales price sometimes peaks in July and August, but you figure so those homes that go under contract or that sell in say in July or August actually went under contract in May or June. So you kind of understand how that works. So then if we go back a year prior, we sold, so if we're comparing, well, let's just stay on April here. So we sold 1979 this year. We sold almost, 2490 last year. So we're down about 500 homes, right? But the average sales price was roughly the same. So that's kind of interesting how that kind of maintained. We were doing like 5, 10, 20% increases year over year, but that's all kind of that's kind of negated itself. So if we would just go back, in 23, we sold just almost 2,000. We sold 2,500. We go back to 2,100 or 2020, we sold 2,600. So you can see that was kind of the peak in the number of homes sold, but the peak of price was last year at this point. And then you can go all the way back to 2020. I put a little asterisk right there. That was during lockdown. So we were locked down at that month of April in 2020, and we still sold 1,900 homes. That's pretty good, and we sold 2,300 in March of that year, which you figure we locked down at the beginning of March, if I recall. And so we had a 5% increase in price. So here's we're going to look at this. So we had a 7% increase from March to April. Last year we had a 3% increase. In 21, you can see it was kind of levelish, and then but the market was really good then. There wasn't like it was just solid good, right? And then in 2020 we had a 5% increase, which that's really shocking, just because we were in lockdown. It was just kind of interesting. You figure it's probably April. Those homes went under contract for probably February and March, and then 2019 we only had a 3% increase. So that was kind of like, normal market, right? That was kind of normal, and normal, it was good. Like 2019 was a good market, and we had a 3% increase from that month, which isn't that's not like the very strong teller of things, but it just kind of wants you to understand that a little bit. Um, and the average days on market went from 62 in March. So in March right here to April went from 62 to 55. And we also are, I think I put it in, you'll see it in the remarks down there. Our inventory increased from in the high 9,000s to over 10,000 in of available homes that are, and so that number is what's active in the MLS. Those are MLS listings. So those homes sold in the last 30 days, they're active for sale or they're pending. So each one of those creates a record in that particular month. So you can see that it increased. I think it was a few hundred, if I'm not mistaken. So nothing crazy going on. I mean, we did have a pretty good jump. And this was a big deal. But that's probably the biggest troubling thing is there's just not a lot of property selling. That's down. These are both down. I mean, you can see it's down. That's pretty normal from the year before, but it's down like 500. It's like 20+%. So that that's probably the biggest telltale sign. Interest rates are. I'm guessing it's probably the interest rates. It's kind of keeping the inventory down. It's kind of putting a little bit of concern in people. There's a lot of folks that would like to move. I mean, I'm having conversations every day with folks going, "Hey, I really want to move. Just can't find something, or just don't really aren't a fan of the interest rates." But I just want to let you know that the interest rate really isn't all that bad, historically speaking. I know it bumped up a little bit recently, but you shouldn't be really afraid of that, because the flip side is, unless you are in a home that you could live in for a long time and you're at 2 or 3%, uh, and if you think you want to move in the next couple of years, there's no reason to wait, because it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It may be at best it gets down in the fives, low fives probably, but it's not going to probably go. Well, it's definitely not going to go into threes anytime soon, and probably not the fours. So that's all. I hope that was helpful for you, and appreciate your time. If you would like to know more about your neighborhood, because this is the whole MLS that's going on in that data. So, I mean, it's why when it says 258,000, well, yeah, I get that's not your neighborhood. That has nothing to do with your neighborhood. Your home might be 500,000, might be 1,000,000, might be 100,000, right? This is every listing in the MLS, the statistical averages. So, hope you find it helpful, and have a blessed day. Bye. Bye.